Okay, friends, we're here and today we are talking about gut health. Gut health 101. Like, what is gut health? Why do I need to care about it? How does it impact my life and my goals? Okay, we're going to chat about that today. So, when we talk about gut health, we're talking about the gut. What is the gut? The gut is the whole digestive tract from your stomach, including your small and large intestines. So it is the path that your food travels down when you eat it. The gut is responsible for, of course, digesting all your food, but also making sure your food gets absorbed. So it takes the carbs that you eat and makes sure that they go where they need to go to become energy. It takes the fats that you eat and makes sure that they go where they need to go to become your cells and your hormones. It takes the proteins that you eat and makes sure that they go where they need to go to become other hormones and tissues, muscle tissues, etc. Okay? So it all starts with the gut. What we eat is what we become. You are what you eat. But more importantly, you are what you digest and you are what you absorb. So all of that starts first with the gut. The gut, also, you've probably heard the trendy term gut-brain axis. So we do now know that the brain and the gut, they communicate back and forth, and more messages actually go from the gut to the brain than from the brain to the gut. So the gut is commonly referred to these days as our second brain. Again, this is where a lot of stuff starts. The gut houses our immune system. So around 80% of our immune system is in the small intestine, and things like the stomach and stomach acid play a role in killing toxins and invaders before they can get to other parts of our body. And then the large part of the immune system is there in that small intestine. So super important. And then we also have the gut microbiome. So that's another trendy term we've heard, a microbiome. What is a microbiome? So all of us have colonies of bacteria that live inside of our gut. They're supposed to be there. They're good. They're good for us. We give them a place to live, and they help to benefit our health. What can happen with inflammation, though, is that this gut microbiome can get imbalanced, and anything that's thrown out of balance, there's obviously going to be some issues there. Okay, so common signs of inflammation in the gut are kind of the obvious things like bloating and gas, the diagnosable IBS, IBD, discomfort. Those are some common obvious ones, but other things that can be a sign of gut inflammation that you don't necessarily think to connect are things like fatigue, things like moodiness, brain fog, the inability to focus, anxiety, skin problems, joint issues. Okay, so it doesn't always have to be my stomach hurts, I need to heal my gut. Because, like we just talked about, the gut, it takes our food, it makes all the nutrients go places and do things. If there's a problem there and the nutrients can't get where they need to go, we can see these farther reaching consequences, such as our mental health, our skin health, and things like that. Okay. So hopefully I've kind of impressed upon you, what gut health is and why it matters. So things that cause inflammation in the gut, the large one is going to be stress. So gut health, this is a lifelong thing, and gut inflammation is a chronic problem, which just means, I know chronic sounds so terrible, but really what chronic means is it builds up over a long period of time. It isn't something that happens overnight. It's something that, has, things have been wearing away and wearing away and wearing away. And that's what causes the inflammation in the gut and these symptoms that we experience. So what can I do about it? So it's just some quick tips to help improve your gut health. Number one is going to be to manage stress, which I know, so simple to say that, right? But things like adding in some breathing techniques or some meditation or going for a walk, having the tools in your toolbox, journaling to help you manage your external stress, can be a really big impact on allowing this restful state so that the gut can heal, so that we can digest, so that poor digestion doesn't lead to more gut inflammation. Tip number 2 would be to find the foods that work for you. So a lot of us kind of know if we have food that when we eat it, we don't feel so great. We know what those foods are. And a lot of people are afraid, like to like, oh, that means I should never eat it, but that's not the case. Temporarily eliminating foods that we know are causing problems can just give our body time, can give our gut time to heal, and a healed gut can then handle those foods. But again, like I said, it's this chronic problem. It's built up over time. So we need to give our gut time to heal. And then those foods that are causing us some, like, whatever, usually we can add them back in to varying degrees. For some people, it might be a lot, it might be less so, but we can usually add them back in. And you don't have to live your whole life without some of your favorite foods. And then the last thing would be to add in digestive support. So bitter foods, bitter tinctures, herbal teas, and then things like digestive enzymes can be low risk, high reward, low to zero risk, really, high reward things to add in to your routine, especially around your meals. Okay, so that's kind of a gut health 101, some things you can do to help improve. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions.